guys, so today I'm going to teach you how to make your own modeling clay. So if you're tired of using Play-Doh but you don't have any clay at your house, this only takes 2 ingredients, takes about 10 minutes to make, and then you can sculpt with it. Alright, you can lay it out to dry, and then once it's completely dry, you can paint it, or if you want, you can separate your clay into balls, put in some food coloring, and you can mold it just like how you would Play-Doh without having to paint it if you don't have paint at your house. So, here's what you'll need. You will need access to a stove. You might need some help with that. You'll need a pan. You'll need 1 cup of baking soda, half a cup of cornstarch, and 3/4 cup of cold water. So you're going to put your stovetop on to like a medium-high heat. Alright, then you're going to pour in cold water, 3/4 cup, 1 cup of baking soda, and half a cup of cornstarch. So once it's all in there, you want to make sure that you're continuously stirring because it will want to all get stuck to the bottom. So if you leave it and just stare at it without stirring it, all of a sudden it's going to all get stuck to the bottom and you're just going to have a big burned mess. So this part happens pretty quickly once it gets to the right temperature, but for right now it's a little bit boring. All you do is stir it. You are looking for a consistency of like mashed potatoes. So keep stirring. And if you want to rest for a few seconds, let it get a little bit warmer and then keep going, you can. Now while you're doing this, if you have some help, somebody can be getting out a bowl or whatever you want to store it in. It could be Tupperware or whatever you like. And I'd recommend while it's drying putting a damp cloth over it just so that way it doesn't get too dried out. Now a lot of you guys won't have any sort of sculpting tools, but as you can see over here, I use a fork to kind of put in details like the tines if I want tiny little holes, or you can take just a regular butter knife to cut things up. If you're noticing that while you're doing your clay it's breaking apart a little bit, it's a little too dry, I would go ahead and get a little bit of water, and then as you're sculpting just put a little bit of water in your hands. It makes it easier to smooth. I can kind of feel it starting to get a little bit thicker. It's not quite there yet. You'll be able to see it when all of a sudden it starts to come together. If you're like, it's taking a little too long, you can up your heat a little bit. Not too much, you don't want to burn it. So I'm going to leave that for a second. It's starting to get, you can start to see it's getting bubbly. It's getting little chunks starting to form. So right now it's getting to be a pretty good temperature. This is the part where I definitely want to keep stirring because if I stop, it's all going to get stuck to the bottom. See, it's getting nice and chunky. And right about here is right about the consistency I want. So the pan is still hot, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn that off so it doesn't keep cooking. I'll move it to a different burner. I'm just going to kind of scoop it all into one little spot. Now that is hot, so what you want to do, I'm going to use this Tupperware I already have, is I'm going to put it in this Tupperware. Set the phone down for just a second. Let's see here. Okay, hang on. So as you can see, I scooped all my mashed potato clay into a ball. I'm just gonna take a dish towel, get it damp, and I'm gonna drape it over this. Now once it's dry, you can take it out, roll it up into a ball. You probably are gonna have to knead it together a little bit so it maintains its shape. And then you guys can go to town sculpting. Send me whatever you make and hope you have fun. Check in with you guys tomorrow.